everyone, welcome to my review of a Power Rangers 2017 movie, which is based off of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is based off of Super Sentai, but it's basically, more specifically, based off of the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Day of a Dumpster, which is felt. We get, when we get into the review, we get more into that, but it is felt that it's based off of a TV show. The budget was about $100 to $105 million. The box office was $132.5 million, so it didn't make its money back for rule of thumb. Even though this generally isn't like a hard stand, you take the budget times it by 2 for marketing and all that stuff, and if you don't make more than double your budget, you bomb or fail to make back your money. They have like a 7-movie planned for the Power Rangers reboot that they're doing. Actually, shit, they're trying to reboot it now, because the Netflix reboot failed. They were trying to do that last year, but now they go on reboot again. But they had a 7-movie plan, but did not take off because this is the only movie. Obviously now we know this is the only movie because it didn't make its money back. But director was Dean. It's like for a while is John Gatiss, who also worked on Leprechaun 3, Big Fat Liar, and the Fred movie 1 and 2. Music was done by Brian Tyler, who worked on Dragon Ball Evolution, a few MCU movies like Iron Man 3, and the Super Mario Bros. And the sequel the Galaxy movie. I'd like to go over the cast real quick and any other awards I may know them from. Jason is played by Drago Montgomery. Kimberly is played by Naomi Scott. Billy is played by RJ Silent, who played Dan, and Serge Bojic is a loser. Not watch that movie. I watched that movie with my sister. Serge Bojic is one of the most unlikable characters in movie history. 100%. But that's a different topic. Trinity is played by Becky G, who is like a famous singer too. Zach is played by Ludi Lin. Alpha is played by Bill Hamm, who played Dave in Superbad and was an SNL cast member. Zordon is played by Bryan Cranston, who also played Walter White in Breaking Bad, and Joe Brody in Godzilla. Actually, I think that was... because didn't Godzilla come out before this? I think Godzilla was the first thing I seen Bryan Cranston in, which I feel like for most people is Malcolm in the Middle. Breaking Bad. Never have seen Malcolm in the Middle. But anyways, besides the point, I'm getting distracted. Lastly, Rhea is played by Elizabeth Banks, who played Bray Brandt in Spider-Man 3. I had the biggest crush on her in that movie, by the way. Gail in the Pitch Perfect movies, and she also directed Coquel Bell. She also directed Pitch Perfect 2, specifically. And also, too, not to, shame any of our actors, all the acting is fine, but I do have to say that Naomi Scott, RJ Silent, and Elizabeth Banks are the highlight of this movie. Elizabeth Banks, I know most people, from what I remember, didn't like her performance at the time, but I feel like she's the actress that embodies Power Rangers most, because she has a nice horror scene later on. Again, we can't get into this, but she also has a cheesiness to it, and I feel like she understands what Power Rangers is. It can have the darkest, most serious moments ever, but it's also cheese. It's also a bunch of colorful superheroes fighting monster of the week stuff, and I think she embodied that perfectly for acting. Naomi Scott is just a great actress, and RJ Silent did very well with, because I feel like, dialogue is clunky in this movie somewhat, but I feel like those three really did the best to bring out the dialogue they were given. But now on to the review. We start off in the past during the Cyrillic era, where we meet Zordon, who's the last Power Ranger, hiding the Morphers to find those who are worthy. And also too, since we won't see the suits for an hour and a half, let me just bring it up right now. The suits, man. It looks like someone saw Iron Man and go, well, let's make Power Ranger suits based off of Iron Man's suit. But that's it legitimately feels like a Tony Stark suit. And the suits look cool, but they don't feel like Power Ranger suits. Power Ranger suits are very simplistic in their design, and not all of them land for me, of course. But the ones that really work for me, again, all of them are simple, but they don't feel so crowded and busy like these suits do. Again, it feels like someone took, again, Iron Man, because especially since they have a blue middle part of the suit, but it glows like not Spider-Man. Iron Man's like hot reactor. It feels like we go, you know what's popular these days with those kids? The MCU. What was based off our suits, based off of Iron Man. And that's what it kind of feels like. Rio wants the Zero Crystal, but Alpha fires and a meteor to kill Zordon and Rita. Someone must have summoned 5 times this turn. In the present, Jason and a friend are doing a prank account in the gym locker room. Well, the friend jerked off the cow because they thought it was a she, and they go like, oh, I milked it. It's like, it's the guy. He goes, oh, well, man, that's why I had to double-hand it. So my thing is, you start off the movie, first 5 minutes, with we jerked off this cow joke. I feel like that was a mistake. I get you want to be an edgy or power just for those teenagers. Well, like, think about it. This movie is based off of My Morphing. By the time this movie came out, those people are adults that grew up with My Morphing Power Rangers. Probably wanted to take their kids to see, oh, I grew up with Power Rangers, let me take my kid to watch Power Rangers as a bonding experience. You start off with a joking off joke with a cow. I feel like that is a strategic misfire of how you want to do a Power Rangers movie, even a more serious one. And again, Power Rangers but TV show has like serious moments that felt like it's just an edgy joke that misfired horribly because like I imagine a lot of kids went to see this movie and like, what? I am curious if like parents walked out with their kids after that. Who knows? But like I could see that being the case. Jason and his friends tries to run away from the cops, but he crashed and got caught because of the bad music choice of 21 Pilots. Not that 21 Pilots is a bad band, I love them, but like the song just does not fit and Chasey at all. I'm sorry, that is such a mismatch, man. Also, worst title sequence ever. It's just in Vacono. It's in Vacono. You're ashamed to be like a Power Rangers movie. 3 weeks later, Jason's dad is upset at him for ruining his chances at football scholarship because of a prank, and he didn't want to have his friend. And like, Jason has detention for life, basically. We meet Kimberly, who just walks by. Billy gets bullied for having autism, and Jason stands up for him, which is nice to see. I really do appreciate that. Kimberly's friend cut her out of her life, quite literally, because Kimberly showed photos she wasn't supposed to. Kimberly cuts her hair. Like, it reminds me of Selena's character arc in Pokemon XY, but like, without the arc part. Billy is trying to be friends with Jason. Billy says, hey, Jason, if you help me out, I can disable your ankle bracelet, commit a crime, and you can get my mother's van for a few hours. You just need to do a favor for me. Jason does agree to the deal. Billy wants to go to the gold mine. Jason leaves Billy after dropping him off. We meet Zach and Trini, who are just there because, well, we need all 5 of them there. Jason was about to leave when he sees Kimberly taking a dip. Zach thought Kimberly drowned, but she's fine. I don't know. Was it Vitobo? Was Kimberly the one who like drowned? Not drowned, but like fall in water in the Vitobo movie? Or was that Cat? Well, I know Kimberly was in the Vitobo movie, but I can't remember if she was also underwater. I don't know. Am I thinking too hard? Yes, because I'm these directors or Wiles or whoever didn't think too hard about this being a Power Rangers movie. Why should I? Jason and Kimberly debate on who's gonna leave Angel Grove first because they both hate the town, which that scene goes on for way too long. Billy starts off some explosives and everyone comes running because you're insane. The wall comes crumbling down to show the mofos that Zach broke free out of the crystal glass or whatever it is. The gang runs from mine security. Jason got Trini and Kimberly into the van. Zach drops by. The gang got hit by a train. A fisherman found Ria's body, who comes back to life. Everyone just wakes up in the house like nothing happened, but with super strength and all healed up. Reminds me of Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire one. Billy beats up his bully without doing anything. Sometimes that's the best kind of beat up. The gang is trying to figure out what's happening, so they go back to the mines. Ria attacks a police officer. Everyone chases after Trini, who runs away after seeing the gang. Everyone jumps over a gap, a ravine, or whatever you want to call it. Some again, some scenes just go on way too long. This is one of them also. Billy falls after making it. Billy got everyone to jump in after him, while Trini had a helping hand. Everyone's glowing their Power Ranger colors. The gang found a secret passage that leads to a cave, but leads to a spaceship. One can say it's a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! I'm not saying that because Avatar is on my mind since the Matrix had released. But anyways, the gang meets Alpha 5, who was weighing for the 5 of them. Zordon also meets the teens after the gang stands on the Celestic staff like a cross trial. They even have a mascot being Alpha 5. Zordon's trapped in the ship's wall. Zordon tells the teens that all the Power Rangers who are here to protect the Zero Crystal. Zordon shows the gang what will happen, but don't save the Zero Crystal from where aka death happens. Lots and lots of death. They have 7 days to train. Everyone leaves, but before Jason could, Zordon was like, hey, you're the Leo, and you must bring Bulbous back. Jason tells Rose, hey, if you want answers to your questions, come back at 4 p.m. because I'll be here, and I'll be training. Zach is taking care of the sick mother. Trini's parents are a typical arguing couple, and her mom is a bit much. I don't know what to call it, but a bit much, because who the fuck carries a drug test on you, like a drug test cup on you like that? Who goes like, pee in this cup? Like, who does that? Who has that on you like that? And she says that because Trini told her the truth about what happened to her. Rhea needs gold to make Goldar, who would give the Zero Crystal for her. Everyone comes back to the spaceship. There are 3 rules you need to follow to be a Power Ranger. 1. Don't use powers for personal gain. 2. Must never escalate a fight, unless forced to. 3. Keep being a Power Ranger a secret. To move, you need to connect to each other, and the moving grid, they failed. But just cannot move. They are going to train without morphing. The teens are going to fight puppies, simulated puppies, which are Rhea's foot soldiers as training. They did the Kung Fu Panda thing when like the fight fight over the food with the chopsticks, except for its forks and donuts, because this movie is heavily sponsored by Krispy Kreme. We get to that in a second. Training is not going well, but still can move. Billy knows where the Zero Crystal is, which is at Krispy Kreme. Like I said, we get to it in a second. This might be my favorite like product placement in a movie ever. I'm sorry, it's so ridiculous. I love it. It's so over the top. It's so in your face that like going to Krispy Kreme and the Power Rangers movie is a major plot point. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's shameless. It's 100% shameless. And I'm in for it. Like, come on, let's go to Krispy Kreme to save the world. Rhea's killing people for gold. Alpha shows the gang the Zodes. Zack takes his Zode on, like, for a joyride, which he can't really control because he hasn't moved. Oh, well, first of all, we get an I from Alpha. Billy was able to move, stopping Jason and Zack from fighting. Zordon kicks everyone out because they can't move again. Jason overheals Zordon. Now, if I talk about how Zordon can come back if the Rangers move, which I feel like is we have to have a misunderstanding, overhearing something you're not supposed to, getting mad at someone, kind of a thing going on, which doesn't equate to much. I mean, it has, I guess, ramifications, but I mean, you can remove it, it'd be fucking fine, honestly. Anyways, Zordon doesn't believe in Jason and the teens. Rhea is just stealing Mogo by eating it and melting it into her staff. Rhea can take gunshots and she got her powers back, which she's just killing everyone. She has a great body count in this film, and like, they play the whole of the scene very well. I do appreciate that. The gang bond over sharing about each other over a campfire. Zack is scared that his mom would die soon because she's the only one he has left in his life. Billy doesn't miss his dad as much as since meeting the others. Trini moves around a lot and has been like to 3 different schools in 3 years and is bi or gay. I think it hits more her being a lesbian. She also mentions that like, oh, I can't communicate with my parents, I have a hard time. We literally saw you earlier in the movie communicating with parents. They don't believe you that you found a spaceship, like, trying to become superheroes. But, like, you told them straight up what's happening to you. So, like, I do not see that. And you might have said that sarcastically to them, but, like, again, you communicated the truth to them. Rita attacks Trini. Rita can morph into the Green Ranger, which I actually like. the Green Ranger design for Liam, but it kind of reminds me of Mantis' design from MCU a bit. But I think this movie came out before going into the Galaxy Volume 2, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, besides the point. Rita tells Trini to find the Zeo Crystal for her, in exchange for her life, of course. Kimberly sees Jason, and Kimberly tells Jason that she's a mean girl who's sending like a mean picture of a friend around, and Jason's like, oh, just because you did a bad thing doesn't mean you're a bad person. It's true, but doing that is pretty fucked up. Trini summons the gang to tell them that Rhea attacked her. Jason tells the gang about Zordon wanting to be free. The gang goes to fight Rhea, and didn't go so well for our heroes. Rita knows that Billy knows the location of the Zeo Crystal, which he spills the beans about because he doesn't want to see his friends die. Rita kills Billy. The gang carries Billy's body back to Zordon. Zordon can't help Billy. Jason feels responsible for the death of Billy because he's fully because how I pushed to fight Rhea, even though it was a decision they made, as a group. Zordon was able to use the morphing grid to bring back Billy instead of using it on himself. Like, again, you could cut out the stuff about Zordon wanting to come back and like just have it be like, oh, like if you guys move, it would cause an energy surge and use that to just bring Billy back to life. No need for like I don't want to say pointless, but like the pointless tension between Zordon and the group. The gang can move. It took an hour and a half for morphing time, which they do say, in the most serious morphing time I think I've ever heard in my life. We had summons Zordon. Rangers fight parties for like 2 minutes, which is sad because we build up to this moment for an hour and a half and do so little with it. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Zack uses his Zord to finish the party off. The rest of the gang get into their Zords to fight Gordon. Okay, he don't like Go-Go Power Rangers, gave me nostalgia shows, but they didn't want to say my morphing. So, like, it kind of ruined the moment. Rhea summons more plays. Kanye's power is not a good final fight scene, if you ask me. It's probably picked because it had power, and we're in Power Rangers, Right. Rita finds Krispy Kreme. Jason saves his dad. They seem to have been Gordon Rhea with a combo attack. Psych! The Rangers are being pushed back until the Zords combine to form the Megazord. Molly saves the Megazord design. So, like, bland and colorless. Rita fuses with Godot, the B Godot with friendships and Zords. Rita gets Vilgax and thrown into space. Thank God she dropped her power cone. Cameos from OG Kimberly and Tommy. Jason's dad knows he's the Red Ranger, proud of him. And Tommy is hinting at a post-credit scene. Not that it matters because, again, any planned sequels were cancelled. So, how was this? This feels like a stretched out pilot for My Moving Power Rangers, 100%. And it feels like the director studio, whoever just watched the first episode of this show and googled and actually legitimately the first episode of My Morphing Power Rangers and the last episode of Alien Rangers and call it a day and know about Tommy because he is probably the most popular Ranger of all time. I don't think that's a controversial hot take at all. And it shows me lying. Like, I actually rewatched Day of a Dumpster for this review. In 5 seconds, the cast of My Morphing Power Rangers has more chemistry and more likability than the cast of this. And that's not due to any of the actors' faults. It's the writing. It's the writing. The writing does not do this cast any favor. If they go, oh, we don't know each other. Like, I don't know you guys. And after you campfire the song, I feel like I still don't know you. Again, say what you will about My Moving Power Rangers. First 5 seconds, I got an idea of most of the main 5 in the first 5 minutes of the pilot. I really can't say the same for these Rangers. And it's the movie's 2 hours long compared to like a 23-minute episode. And sometimes the music choices are just odd. Some of them fit just fine or okay, and none of them are like this perfect match. It's very much a mixed bag. It feels a shame to be Power Rangers, almost. Like, oh, this ain't your grandpa's Power Rangers. And I feel like that also very much shows, and I think that's a detriment of what makes Power Rangers great. I'm not saying you have to do this one-to-one adaptation of Power Rangers. There are plenty of different types of Power Rangers. There are some good, some bad, and some ugly. Don't talk about the ugly. It does not do with something different well. And I feel like it's too busy trying to be like edgy or cool or whatever you want it to be sometimes to actually make sure the movie itself is good. So with that being said, I would give Power Rangers 2017 a 4 out of 10. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Bros videos. And I will see you all next time. Bye.